Hello, everybody. Okay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I swear to God, all this time.
Alright.
Okay, so couple quick things before we get started here. First thing is on Roll20, the way that we're gonna deal with speaking and such now, because we had issues with that last time. The way we're gonna deal with that is the order of which people will be speaking will be done by whoever types just the number 1 in the chat first. So if you would like to interject something either through roleplay or just to ask a question, you will type... So if it is actually for roleplay as you are saying something to another character, you will type 1. If you are saying something as commentary or asking a question or saying that you would like to do something, then you would press 0. And whoever sends it in the chat first will be first, and it will go in the order of chat as to who speaks when.
I'll be right back.
So that's going to be a ton of...
Roll20 chat or Discord chat?
In the Roll20 chat.
Alright.
God damn it, stop.
Speak normally, that would be very beneficial.
That would indeed be very beneficial.
I don't know about that.
Okay. So I do believe that we have already dealt with all the roleplay that we wanted to do with on the boat. Yes?
I suppose.
Okay. If anyone would like to do something on the boat, so before we move on, please say so now.
We still have to split up the loot from last session.
Yep.
Okay. Well, for one, you would actually have to say that you are going to loot them.
Well, first was what is the look to it that they have?
What?
Is that even English?
What is the loot so far?
So far you guys haven't looted anything.
Well, I would like to start looting the corpses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so Seth, roll me a perception check real quick.
Alright. Been a while, let's see if I can find my perception check.
Also, Aaron, you're using the wrong picture.
Come on. Oh, God, I don't have my pictures on still. I'm sorry.
Oh, there's like no way you're gonna do bad on this unless you get a nat 1. You have the all-seeing eye. Oh, it was a nat 1!
I see nothing!
So, you go to loot these corpses. You find an arm. That's it. You just find a rotted, decrepit arm.
Ow.
Right.
Sorry.
25.
Oh,
Okay.
Mike's a bit too close to it. I think
That's-
you rolled...
You didn't roll a d20.
Yeah, you
Oh, yeah, I
rolled
did.
20.
You just took 20. Yeah, that's not happening. That's not enough to
Yeah.
trick me.
I didn't realize that until the last second. I was like, what was wrong with that?
Good.
No.
7 plus 5 is 12. Let me roll for a sec.
Stupid thing.
I don't know things about Roll20.
And if we could keep it to a in-character voice, that would be great.
What are you talking about? That is what he sounds like in character.
I doubt it.
I haven't even figured out a fucking accent or anything from your character.
I can't wait for our captain to lead us into a scenario while he's just going, "Da, da, da."
That's the way that captain's going to be. It's probably going to be one of us, too.
7. Okay, so you find a set of common clothes and a golden sword.
The golden sword?
Yeah,
What?
golden sword.
Golden sword. Oh, okay.
And was investigation? Wisdom again?
Not investigation, perception.
Okay, so that is wisdom. And
Yeah.
do I have proficiency in that?
I have proficiency in that myself. I don't know the point wise how it goes.
Just this. Okay. 15. Not bad.
15. Okay, that's a little better.
Where's our robot when we need it? Our second android.
Okay,
Ah.
Arya, you find 2 of the captain's revolvers.
Sweet. I will take them both. And say
Okay.
nothing. What
Add-
do they do?
Add 2 revolvers to your inventory. They're just standard revolvers. They do 3d8 of damage per bullet.
And hold 6 shots, I would assume.
Yeah, they hold 6 shots.
And is there... How much ammo is left for it?
Each one has like 2 bullets in it. You sift around with the captain's pocket for a bit. You find about 5 more. Not a lot of ammo. So you get a total of about 9 bullets.
Not enough to fully load each one, so I fully load one and just keep the spare shots.
Okay.
Can I at least get one of the captain's arm tentacle weird things to use to heal myself?
Roll that 20.
Roll me a strength check first.
Gotta rip it off like a real man.
If this is for removing it, I would like to state that I do have the liquidity just to melt off one.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Oh.
18.
Okay. So you take your hand, and it starts to glow kind of an orangey red color, as you just kind of cut through one of his arms like a nice hot knife through butter. You then proceed to dismantle the arm and use it to patch yourself up a bit. Let me find out where I put my sheet with all the health.
Because robots and their health.
Okay. Seth, your max health is 90. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that goes up to... Okay. Not that you will know this anyway, because, you know, you're an android, but just for your own personal information as a player, you're at 70 hit points.
Alright. Thanks.
Yep. I'm gonna step away for just a moment. I'll be back in literally like 2 seconds.
Alrighty.
Oh god, it's already chaos.
Ow, ow. I need to go on D&D here. Yeah.
Oh,
God.
save the world!
He's
I'm
a
gonna
whole...
take a rusty ship!
We can keep the out of character commentary to a minimum, please.
Oh, boring.
Just a quick warning. I will be quiet for the first part at least. I'm eating.
I gotta grab groceries in a bit when my dad gets back. Yeah, I'm buying a new computer by the end of this year. Woo-hoo.
Also, just for you guys' information, just as a reminder, we are streaming this as usual. If you have anyone that would like to watch, the link should be the same as the last time. Okay, so, anything else? Anyone else looting or anything?
Nah.
No? Okay. Then with that, we will be moving
Is
on.
there any other like material on any of the other guys, or
They all have their random bits of clothing that are left over, but most of it is not salvageable.
gotcha? What about the rest of the crates in here?
Do you want to roll to pop open one of the crates?
Or why not?
Yeah, let's open those crates, David.
What do you want me to roll for it?
Oh, we have to stay at strength and perception mode.
I'm gonna have you roll. So just so you know, I use a lot of combination rolls. So you would, this is gonna be a strength dex roll. So basically, we'll take your strength modifier and your dex modifier, add them together, divide by 2, round up if it's a decimal.
But it can't be a decimal, but
It can be a decimal if it's like 1 or an odd number divided by 2.
oh, you mean part of a number, not.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you mean by that.
Yeah, the modifier.
Okay.
You divide the modifier by 2, just to clarify, not the whole roll.
It will be 1, regardless of how it's divided. 5. Talent.
Yeah, you ain't opening worse shit there.
Okay.
Not exactly strong here.
I would like to open other crates as well.
Okay. So, do the same thing as strength dex roll.
Oops. Nope, didn't mean to do that.
Arya, you walk over to a crate and you try to open it up with your bare hands, and it just does not work.
And I don't have a physical instrument like other characters, I believe.
So are we rounding up or down?
You round up. Well, you round up if it's, it's normal rounding rule. So if it's 0.5 or higher, round up. If it's lower than 0.5, round down.
Alright.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be 0.5, though. 23. Okay. So, Seth, you walk over to one of these giant crates. You just pop it open easily. Roll me perception.
A chance to redeem my nat 1.
Oh my god, you ain't getting that what this time?
Okay.
Whoa.
I love the all-seeing eye. It's such a fun thing to find. Okay.
Except when you roll that one like he did.
Let's
Roll
see.
scrub.
Here, where did I put that?
Surprised no one else is here.
Not everybody can make it every time.
Okay. You find a platinum piece.
Damn. Just opened up a huge crate and all there was a single coin in there.
Well, yeah.
Well, to be fair, platinum pieces are worth a lot. So
Yeah, so they're worth about
Oh, yeah.
10. They're worth 10 gold, which each gold is worth about $50 in standard U.S. dollars. So that rounds to about $500 in a single platinum coin.
so I'll pocket that and move on to another crate.
Okay.
Maybe the one I'm opening, so I can get a little hand here.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'll help Arya out.
Okay. Seth, you walk over to Arya. Roll physical strength, phys dex again.
I have no modifier for strength, but my dex modifier is rather good.
What's your dex modifier?
9.
Okay.
So cutting it in half, the plus 5.
Is that the
No.
15 there? Okay.
Yeah, 20 is the
Okay.
overall roll there.
Yep. So you walk over. Arya's struggling a lot. You walk over, kind of stick your fingers underneath the small gap that has been formed by Arya's overall fruitless struggles, and just pop it open with ease. So roll me perception, both you and Arya.
Let's see. When you can roll a 9 and still get over 20.
Yeah.
I needed to roll, what? Investigation or
Perception.
perception? So that, where's my wisdom modifier again? +5. Whoa! Stop it, dice roller. 19.
Okay, let's see here.
Someone might want to turn their dice roll sounds off. Getting a lot of feedback on that one. Ah.
Arya, you find a gold crown. Seth, you find another platinum piece. Magus, we did say his start time was going to be 3:30.
So, nodding to Arya, I will pocket the other platinum piece. With now being the richest character on the ship.
I mean, it's only 2 platinum pieces. You ain't super rich.
Yeah, I was about to say, I have more gold than that, but nah, it's fine. And I'll just bag the crown, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never know when it might come in.
I'll have Rook go over to a random crate, see what the hell there is. One of the big ones.
Okay. Roll strength dex.
I just realized we're stealing all this shit and we're gonna get caught now.
No, please. Nat 1, not gonna do it.
Okay, so you walk over to the crate, and
Yeah,
you start prying at it, and then all of a sudden, down the steps you hear, "What are you guys doing touching my barrels?" The captain of the ferry comes down with about 3 guards, and is looking at you with a very stern, angry look.
And what's my dexterity? +5. Roll for stealth.
Yeah, I'm rolling for stealth as well.
Okay.
Dexterity.
Yeah, this
6.
seems like a stealth moment.
Wow, +11, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
my
wait, that's actually
dexterity
a
is amazing.
+7 on mine. I think, yeah. What's our
Okay.
proficiency bonus right now?
2.
Oh,
It's
come
proficiency
on.
bonus is 2.
Okay, so I got a 23 instead.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
So,
Just we all sink into the shadows.
so the captain watches you as you all just kind of, like, not all of you, but he watches as Seth, Arya, and Zwei just mysteriously, like, back up and disappear. Arnold, you're just kind of standing there looking at him, going, "Hello," waving your tree vine man arms in a sort of hello fashion.
Oh shit, can I charm him?
He goes, "Yeah, boy, you're coming with us." The guards
Oh, no.
The guards grab Arnold and bring him to the top deck.
Damn, and I had a good excuse. Oh,
Oh, you bastards.
well, I didn't think persuasion was going to be the easiest way to go with the current circumstances, so I just thought I'd sneak away.
That's probably fair.
You left prisoner of war.
Oh, we gotta save Tree Man now.
Yep.
Damn it.
I'm still out of character. I haven't actually spoken.
So you guys, I'm assuming, are leaving the bottom floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go back up to the next highest floor, which is the cafe. Granny looks at all of you and goes, "Oh, the big tree man was just here with the guards. They took him up to the top deck, probably to the captain's cabin."
I don't think we'll be getting in there easily.
We won't be getting to him anytime soon. That's the thing.
I can't go back to jail.
Anybody
Well-
want to try and bail him out, or
Can I not persuade these fine gentlemen?
They're currently on the top deck, so if you want to persuade them, you have to go find them. But
I'm
You
the
could-
one who's being captured.
you could certainly try to. Oh wait! You wanted to roll to persuade?
Yes.
Okay, roll it.
So that's charisma.
That is persuasion, which is charisma.
Alright. Oh, please, come on. God damn it!
Yeah, that's fine, Magus. This is pretty easy to follow, so it's not too hard. Okay. Oh wow,
we did some crappy looting?
Where are we at right now?
Done.
They were looting the bottom deck, and then Arnold got taken by the guards because he was the only one that failed the stealth roll.
And then I probably failed the persuade roll.
Yeah, so now he's trying to persuade the guards.
If he didn't do anything, which he didn't.
Yeah. Arnold was the only one who failed the stealth roll. He
Okay.
was also the only one who didn't steal anything, so he might be fine.
So the guards look at you, Arnold, and they go, "This isn't for us to decide, man. This is for the captain." Captain looks over and goes, "You say you didn't steal anything, huh?"
I give an affirmative grunt.
He says, "Okie dokie then, you're free to go." He rolled
Oh,
two.
pretty easy going cap there. Oh,
I give a thankful grunt. and
He
run
rolled
away
a 2 and he has like a
hopefully-
-4 to his modifier, so, you know.
he's one ugly man.
Easily persuaded, my favorite.
So we don't know this.
Yeah. So yeah, Arnold,
So,
Arnold, they just kind of let you out of the room. You're just standing in front of the captain's cabin now.
Thank
S-
God. Can I go back down to the cafe and get mad at the bastards who abandoned me?
Absolutely. Seth, were you saying something?
yeah. So I'm already halfway through planning to slaughter any of the crew that remains to free our plant friend.
Oh, Lord.
That's a lot of dedication for a guy you just met.
Arnold,
Say the plant, man. What happened to me?
Very important tree man.
Arnold, I want you to roll dexterity.
However, I will be leaving Granny out of that plan to slaughter because she's right there and would probably take offense.
And I don't
That's-
think Granny's gonna care, really.
I'm gonna tell you this much, that's probably a good plan to not attack Granny.
Nah, I think we're just gonna walk in and we're gonna be all fine. Perfectly fine.
Slightly pissed, but fine.
Okay, good choice, Magus. At this moment, you hear over the boat's intercom system. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first mate speaking. We'll be reaching the cove in about 10 minutes now, so buckle your seatbelts, because let's just say that these are rough waters.
Arg.
Yeah.
Take that seatbelt.
Yeah, you guys
I
have
do it in
just-
character, but
you have
Let's just
seatbelts.
go sit down.
Yeah, you have seatbelts at the cafe benches.
Yeah.
what are these for? For when we go aground?
Um,
Waters don't get that rough, do they?
so
Not in character.
let's see here. You
You'd be
see.
amazed how much the airbags cost.
Yeah, so if you guys go back to Game Day Resources, it's one of the tabs that I have. All the pictures are there for all the people that you've met so far.
Oh yeah.
The third one down is named Horace. I don't actually know if you can see his name, but he's the guy with the bird on his arm. He is currently looking out a porthole, just completely ignoring the captain's words. And then all of a sudden you feel a large, just whoomph as the ship rocks back and forth against some very strong waves. Horace goes flying across the room as this happens. Who is not buckled in?
mean, I assume everybody was, but
Yeah.
Probably not Groot.
I came back down, didn't I?
Yeah,
He said he did.
How big are you, Arnold? Or how big is Arnold?
I'm pretty massive.
You're pretty massive? Okay. Yeah, you don't fit in the seat, so you're gonna have to roll another acrobatics check.
That's just spectacular. That's alright. That's a little better.
Okay. You feel the shift of the ship, and you just kind of grow a couple roots and let them firmly plant themselves into the boat itself, and you just kind of sway back and forth as the boat gets rocked around.
Years of surfing has prepared me for this.
he's like a tree in the breeze.
Keep it lift to yourself, you big lug.
Yeah, so after about 5 minutes of the boat rocking very strongly back and forth, Granny seems to be completely unfazed as she's sitting in the corner still cooking a pot of soup. But as the boat is rocking back and forth, after about 5 minutes, it finally calms down again, and you hear the intercom come back on. Hello, everybody. We've reached our final destination. Hope you all enjoyed your trip with us. Also, the people that were on this boat today, we will be escorting you to speak to our captain.
Dude.
That's potentially bad.
And as we all know, that's always
Yes.
Debating stealthy.
So, you all filter off the boat once it docks. And waiting for you there is... Let me see if I can get the picture real quick. This will be in Game Day Resources like all the other pictures. So, sitting at the dock waiting for you is about 15 of these guys.
Oh god.
Oh, jeez.
That was really
What is that?
necessary.
They seem friendly.
And despite the fact that they look somewhat fairy-like, they are normal human-sized. So, don't be deceived by their odd disposition. They walk up to you and say, "Hey, all of you, come with us," in a very harsh voice. And they start escorting you.
Rogue's just gonna agree to it and just go along with it.
So we're not planning on using the blast.
Fucking there.
So,
That would probably kill us all.
yeah.
Well, first. Alright, I'm gonna go along with them.
Okay. So you guys all decide
Yeah.
to follow along, I'm assuming. Yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can stealth later if I need to.
Hey, Aaron,
I
I can't
last
really
stealth.
hear you.
Who can't you hear?
Aaron.
He's kind of not back yet.
He said I'm back.
Yeah, he just sent I'm back.
Hear me?
Yeah, vaguely, yes.
God damn it.
Turn him up in Discord. There is a personal volume slider for every single person in Discord, actually. Which is nice.
Really? Where's that at?
Yes. If you're on a computer, right-click on their name. If you're on a tablet, I have no idea.
Aha! Well, that's neat.
You didn't realize that? God damn it.
No, I really didn't.
That was something I found by accident.
Yeah, so,
I am so sorry for being late, by the way. I had to go do something.
no problem.
You
So,
just missed looting, that's
yeah.
all.
Just so you guys, just so you guys know, Viriac and Donald could not join us for this session, so we are without them permanently for this session.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. And now Donald is not with Aaron, so Aaron has to survive without his brother.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
with us.
bad.
He's just kind of like sleeping in the back of the party the entire time, being dragged behind by a mystical rope.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so these guards that are taking you through are kind of like shuffling you through the entire town. All of the eyes are on you, as everyone is mystified by your looks. They eventually bring you to this pillar in the middle of the cove. And this pillar sticks out above everything else. And on top of that pillar is a quite large building. They start to bring you up the pillar to the building.
Okay.
I have to find out where I put my paper.
That's not
They were
freaky at all.
stairs, were they?
Seth, yes?
Alright. I will lean over to Arya and whisper, am I the only one who's getting the walk to the gallows feeling here?
No, you're right on the money there. Same here.
I'm getting more of a walk to the stake and burn kind of feeling.
Lovely.
Well, at least we know we can slip away. Sort of.
If their captain isn't better than them.
Maybe I can talk in and out of it?
We'll see.
I am better at persuasion than I am at stealth, at least.
Here we go. Okay. I had to find my quest papers real quick.
Oh.
So,
Oh my.
back at where you guys are. So, the guards bring you up and bring you to this large room. At the desk of the room is... I have to shuffle through a whole bunch of files to find these guys. There he is. Okay. You see this guy sitting at the desk, and behind him, who is quite larger than the picture really makes him, he's about, I'd say about 9 feet tall, and probably a good 3 or 4 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's standing in the back, just kind of ready to beat the crap out of whoever looks at him wrong.
You?
So who are my captains?
Me and
Yes.
Arya.
Arian's Way, right? Okay.
Mhm.
Arian's Way, the captain is this man in the brown coat here. He kind of immediately realizes that you two are sort of the most, I guess you could say, prominent figures in the group. So he addresses the two of you more than anyone else. He says, so you are the people that messed around on my boat when they got hijacked.
Messed around? I didn't mess around. I was the one who... Or we were the ones who got rid of the boarders that decided to ambush us below decks.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, you see, here's the thing. I'm going to give you a choice. As he pulls out his revolvers and starts spinning it, making sure that it's loaded. He says, you can either do me a favor, spin, or I can hold you in association to the men who broke onto my ship and looted some of my cargo.
For what crime? What did we do to your ship?
Theft.
And what did I steal?
There is 3 crates with objects missing.
And who's to say the others that were there didn't steal them and
Oh,
run
don't
off
worry.
above deck?
Don't worry. I have every single passenger on that ship currently in my hand, including this one. He pulls out from underneath the table. Captain Ubius, which is the top person on the list. We caught him running across the water earlier this morning.
Well, if you want, you can check me for anything on my character, on me. I didn't steal anything.
He said, I don't care who stole what. Big fact is, either A, we can have a problem, as he cracks his knuckles, or B, you can work for me.
Or C, you could just let us all go.
He then snaps his fingers. Big guy in the background comes and steps up to Magus, grabs you by the wrist, and throws you across the room with ease.
Rook is just gonna calmly walk up to the table. Rook's gonna calmly walk up to the captain.
Am I get up to roll?
Magus, you take 3 damage.
His hands are gonna be free, not touching the sides. And he's gonna walk up to the table, put his hand on the table, and say, "What job do you need?"
Hold on, real quick. So, Magus, you were first. What did you want to say?
I was thinking I could roll acrobatics to save myself from the damage.
No, it was just too quick. So you just take the 3. Seth, you also typed that you needed to say something?
Yeah. I would like to roll insight to check in, see if he's just going to kill us after we do the job anyway.
Okay. I don't know because I haven't been keeping track of anyone other than the androids. What were you saying, Seth? Sorry.
So yeah, I just rolled insight to
Okay. To see
if he was going to kill us after the job anyway.
So you roll inside and you got a 23. Okay. So you kind of like touch your eye for a moment, knowing that it has the all-seeing eye power, and you kind of hold it there for a moment, just concentrating. And you see an image of Rosenfat as this head of this very large, powerful group. No, there wasn't enough time to really get a good rest going on.
We did rest if it took several days.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Everyone can be back at full health other than the androids. Because androids don't heal through rest. But, Seth, you, what was I saying? Oh, right. So you get this image of him being the head of this very large group that is seen as an enemy of most people, but it seems like he himself is very, very trustworthy. And it seems as if he won't be the kind of person to murder anyone that looks at him wrong.
Alright, then I will extend my tacit support for the person who's asking what job they want done.
Okay. Yeah, so Magus, yeah, you are back at max with the exception of the 3 damage you just took. Sorry about that, I completely forgot. But yeah, so Zwei, you said that you were gonna ask what the job is?
Yeah, he's gonna put his hand on the table and say, well, what's the job?
The captain, who is the guy with the black jacket, just to reiterate, pulls out a knife and stabs it to kind of scare your hand off the table. He says, "Well, you see, we have this sort of train that goes from this town here to the town on the other side of the island. Well, the other day, the cave that the train goes through collapsed on top of the train. This isn't really something that happens naturally in these parts, so someone caused it. It's your job to find out who. There's a cave on the other side of the island that is causing the problems. I'd suggest you start with your search there. You have 2 days before the expedition begins. Meanwhile, you'll be staying at the inn downstairs." Arya, you would like to mention something? Or say something, rather?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I understand your need to get that problem solved, and I'd understand us being hired to go find them, but don't you have plenty of, well, men to figure out who caused this?
We're currently dealing with other issues as well that are not important to you. Seth, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, stepping forward. If we're going to be doing this, and I assure you, it seems to be the best option at the moment, I would ask where I could purchase some bits and pieces. Scrap metal, mostly, for self-repair.
Okay. Rosenfat proceeds to say, "Oh, we have plenty of shops here in town. Since you are one of those, you'll probably get the most usage out of Steely Dan, our blacksmith. With the exception of that, we have a general store where they sell all sorts of random junk, and of course any sort of food bar. Of course, I don't believe that will be doing you any good. Before anything else, Aaron, I want you to roll me
I'll be back in bed here. I gotta go do something.
Okay. Aaron, I want you to roll me an intelligence wisdom check. So you take your 2 modifiers, add them together, divide them by 2. and then you roll with that new modifier.
I only have intelligence.
You only have intelligence?
Yeah, I have a 0 for wisdom.
Okay, well then, divide your intelligence by 2 for your new modifier. Okay, so, Aaron, you can tell something seems very familiar about this man with the black coat.
Jesus.
You can't tell anything. You can't tell anything more. You can just tell that he seems familiar. Seth, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, do I recognize him, and does he recognize me from the criminal part of my backstory?
Criminal part of your backstory. I have to pull up your backstory real quick just to remember.
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Basically, I've been a mercenary thief for a while.
Right.
I've just been an outlaw.
Yes, okay, so roll me same check that Aaron did. So intelligence, wisdom.
Alright.
Arnold, I recognize your number. I will deal with you just as soon as we finish this roll.
$15.
Okay, you vaguely remember the name Captain Rosenfat as being a very, very highly wanted pirate that is known for attacking Navy ships. Arnold, what is it that you'd like to do? Or say, rather. Or ask, I guess, because it's 0. Arnold?
I just wanted confirmation that you did indeed say that the blacksmith was Dan.
Yes, the blacksmith's name is Steely Dan.
Okay.
Steely Dan. Okay. Wrote that down as well. Steely Dan.
I was just curious if that was indeed where you wanted to take it.
Steel skin, Steely Dan.
I'd like to point out, because I am very nerdy, I have a lot of references in every single one of my campaigns. So, so at the beginning of this, I mentioned to the rest, I kind of forgot when you hopped in to tell you. So if you press, if you type 1, that means that you would like to say something in character, like to another player in character as an actual speech. 0 is if you want to make a roll, if you want to say something to me as the DM, ask a question to me as the DM, etc. That you do 0. It'll be addressed in the order of which people labeled it, and it's just kind of in order to clean up the chat a bit to make it a little bit easier to get everything sorted through. But yeah, so going back to this, are you guys going to accept or decline the captain's offer?
Accept it.
Okay,
I'll accept it.
Of course we're gonna accept it. We don't want to die.
Okay, so we have, in general, everyone wants to accept, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aria's not going to speak up. She's just going to sit back and let things happen. See where it goes.
Also, Aaron, I keep seeing your little speech color thing pop up, but I don't hear anything coming through. Have you been trying to say something?
No.
Okay, just it kept on popping up. Just wanted to make sure. So you guys accept his deal. He sends you downstairs to the inn. Inside the inn, sitting at a table, drinking very heavily, you see, if I can find his picture. There we go. This man.
Right then.
And he is also quite a large fellow. Almost, even a little bit larger than the man that was in the background of the upstairs confrontation.
God.
Oh, hi, Steve.
He actually has to be sitting in a custom chair, as you can see that all the other chairs would be too small and weak to support his weight.
So I'm assuming he's fairly massive then?
He is fairly large.
What's the exact height?
Less than 10, more than 9 feet in height. In terms of width, his wingspan, when they're kind of pulled in closer to his body, so not in flight mode, but just kind of normal transportation, it's about 4 or 5 foot width.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you got a big boy.
So he yells over to just kind of your entire group as a whole. Oh, hello there! My name is Marco Flame Tamer, mentalist of this here captain crew, and owner of this fine inn. How can I help you today?
Can you?
Well, if nobody else is going to speak up, Ario will go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
He will wander up and tip her hat. I'm getting a cowboy aesthetic, I guess.
Okay.
She's like, well, we apparently are going on a task for the man upstairs, and guess we need a place to stay for the nights. That we'll be trying to gather information.
Okay, so he goes, oh, so you're the one the captain was talking about. Okay, I've got 3 rooms to divide amongst all of you.
And how many is in our party at the moment?
2,
Are in our party?
7, I think.
You got 6, so you got about 2 per room right now. Oh, by the way, I'm going to have you be rooming with the other ones as well. He then proceeds to pull out, he calls over to a group of people that you guys remember, or that you guys recognize from the boat. You see if you go to the game day resources, the lady with the red suit, Horace, the guy that got thrown about, the rabbit man that you see with all the weapons and the metallic wings, and Captain Obvious, which is, again, the monk-looking guy that was running on water.
Oh boy.
He says, so, with that, to figure out who's in what room.
Alright.
Well, this is a pickle.
Oh, time to start discussing amongst our group, I suggest.
Yep.
So, seeing as we don't have Dunnel, Arya's gonna gather Aaron and Seth as soon as Aaron gets back, and discuss with them about basically those 3 just sticking to a room.
So,
I think
Dunnel, if
androids.
Dunnel's possible to come along
I
with
think what I think is androids need to stick with each other, since they seem to have the most closest relation. The rest of us don't know.
okay, so, Obvious, which is, again, the blind guy, speaks up to all of you. I have my suggestion. Seth, you'll go first, I guess. Seth, before he says anything, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm just asking for clarification. Do androids actually need sleep, or is it just something they can if they want to?
Yeah, it's more something that they can if they want to. For the most part, it doesn't have any effect other than abilities that require a long or short rest to reset. That's really the only thing it does. It's sort of like charging your battery in a sense, but it has no real benefit other than recharging abilities.
Alright. That's useful to know.
And on that clarification as well, do they actually need to sleep for that to occur, or are they just able to basically stay awake as long as they don't commit to any rigorous activity?
It's similar to the the Elvish meditation in base D&D, as they are technically resting, but they are semi-conscious.
Okay. My statement still stands as Arya, that I want Aaron and Seth and Donald all in the room with Arya.
So,
Oh no.
Obvious walks over and goes, I have a suggestion for the room plans.
Seth, if no one else will step forward, is going to gesture and say, well, it appears Arya has a request of certain members, but I'd be happy to hear your input as well.
Obvious goes, well, I'm thinking we divide this by race. Not to be racist, but just as it is the appropriate way that people do things in this modern culture. We put the plant men together in one room. We put the women together with whoever they'd like to be with. And the humans go together, and then the androids and the rabbit man over here go together.
According to Arya,
I was about to say, don't we only have 3 rooms?
Captain Obvious walks over to Marco Flametamer. He goes, by the way, is there any way we can get maybe another couple rooms? Marco initially goes, there's no way in hell, and you see Captain Obvious mutter a word right quick. You can't tell quite what, but he mutters just a single word, and all of a sudden Marco goes, yeah, that'd be fine, I'm willing to house as many of you as you need.
That word, could I particularly comprehend of it due to previous RPs?
Roll perception.
Let's see. That one was the +5, I want to bet. Yes, it is. That is terrible.
Okay, let's see.
Well, luckily my character has that as a skill, so I'm proficient.
Okay, you can tell that it is either the Gospel of Matthew or the Gospel of Luke that he said, but you cannot tell which.
No.
So, Luke or Matthew suggestion. Great.
Actually, out of curiosity, are there even any other plant men?
Magus and Arnold are both plant men.
Learn to spell later.
Because Ubius suggested a room for just plant men, and I'm pretty sure I'm the.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. It's Magus and Groot.
Oh, right. Sorry.
How many other androids are there? I know Aaron, myself, and Donald. I can't remember who else, if there is any.
That's about it.
That's it, yeah.
I'm the only animal on this, so obviously he didn't do that.
And only female.
I'm not opposed to those.
No, there's 2 females.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So here's the situation. You
Oh,
guys
there was
have
the rabbit.
you guys have 4 rooms now, so you can do about 2 to a room. With the exception of a couple rooms which will need 3.
I'm okay with the current setup that he recommended.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will actually look over to Arya and see if she's okay with this, but yeah, it sounds like that would work out.
Okay.
Hang on, let me just get my numbers straight here, because the way that it was organized. Hang on. So, basically the women go wherever they want. The robots to a room, the plants to a room, and the humans to a room were the other suggestions?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, that's the suggestions of the highly racist blind monk.
Yeah, so, what is that number setting looking like now? Because
We have
currently
we have Seth and Aaron in one room. We have Arnold and Magus in another room. We have Zwei, Obvious, and Horus in another room. Eli, which is the rabbit man, in the android room as well. And then you and the other girl can go wherever you'd like. The girl with the red clothes goes, "Yeah, I feel the safest with the room of people that probably don't want to have sex," and goes and joins the robot room.
So I guess
There's
it's two
blank
girls to
stare
the
at the wall.
I was going to say it's two girls to a to a room full of robots. Then
Okay.
Rook's gonna feel kind of offended by that. Like,
I
wow,
guess
really?
I'll just take the open room then.
Okay. Oh, is there an open room? Did I miscount?
yeah, you said there was 4, so
Oh, well,
That
great.
leaves an open room now.
And we'll just lock Arya on her own.
Then,
Arya's going to join the other girl in the robot room.
Oh God.
okay, well, so sleeping arrangements are settled.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Uh,
They're not
Maybe
actually.
a flustercluster
They're not
there.
really that significant anyway. But that goes about it. You guys all get a good night rest because you guys are all still sort of rattled by the fact that you were somewhat threatened by the man that's in charge of this town, and you know, in general, the whole island. And you wake up
Somewhat.
bright and early in the morning, ready to go.
for the sake of flavor text,
Mm-hmm.
Seth is not going to be sleeping. He is going to be keeping an eye on the door and on the 2 members that he does not of his room that he does not know. So the woman and
The rabbit.
I
man.
forget what you said his name was. The rabbit man.
Yes, Eli.
So I was about to say, and I know it's the little RP, but we do have 2 members in this room that Arya doesn't know either, and well, getting to know them and all.
Okay. So you would like to try to get to know them a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, roll just standard charisma.
Standard charisma it is.
Just raw charisma. No skills, just raw, unfiltered charisma.
Wow, that is terrible.
I will also try and get to know them simply because I don't know if I trust them, and I know I don't trust the guy who decided, hey, it sounds like a great idea to separate us all by race so that I know which room all the robots are in.
Okay.
Also true.
Mistrust is understandable.
Arnold, you wanted to
All
say
those
something?
I was gonna say, can me and Magus have a nice friendly plant chat?
Sure. You guys have a lovely, friendly plant chat in your native plant tongue, and it, it's a very odd language as it is mostly just throwing plants at each other.
I grew a flower. I grew a seed. I throw a puff of pollen at you.
Exactly.
So, do we roll charisma now?
Yeah, roll charisma, both of you. Seth.
No.
Oh, wow.
Magus is the nicest guy ever.
Arnold, I need you to roll to see what your charisma is.
See this?
Okay.
Shit!
No, it doesn't matter because he rolled a nat 20. So, you and Magus, Arnold and Magus, you guys are now so closely bonded that you guys are basically brothers.
I had a brother once, now he's gone.
Seth, as for you, you're talking to Eli and the Scarlet Lady, who still won't tell you her name. And Scarlet Lady says, well, my name is... well, I don't want to tell you my full name, but you can just call me M. She then proceeds to show you that she is a combat mage. Shows you that her specialty is with fire. Or rather, necrotic fire.
Okay.
Yeah, that's useful.
Now, the
Right,
Rabbit Man...
fire.
Yes. The Rabbit Man, on the other hand, when Arya talks to him, he just kind of shrugs her off, saying, don't bother me, I'm on a mission. When not Magus, Seth comes over, however, to speak to him, he now gets angry, and his wings tilt, and the knives surround you. And he goes, try to get close to me again, and I will murder you.
I'll kill you, Buck.
That's out of character. Anyways.
Alright, let's see here.
Okay, So Seth reaches out, places one hand on one of the metal wing things, activates liquidity while pulling his Luger and says, "Threaten me again, and you are a dead man."
Roll with disadvantage.
Aria's going to have her hands on her
Roll
weapon.
with disadvantage, real quick.
What am I rolling?
Just
Intimidate?
no. It has no modifiers. Just actually, Constitution. Roll Constitution with disadvantage.
What?
There's a reason. Just do it.
Poison.
I'm guessing those wings are electric charge.
21.
Let's see what he gets. Oh shit. Okay. You go.
Also, if it's poison, I am an android, so I'm immune to it.
You touch his wing and you use liquidity, and it just immediately backfires and starts to begin to melt your own hand.
With that high
The
roll?
rabbit, yeah, he rolled a nat. He rolled almost a 30. So, yeah. So the rabbit man goes, "Yeah, I'd really highly suggest against touching those. Those are called reflector knives. Anything that touches them gets sent back at the receiver 10 times stronger."
Well, that sounds like bullshit.
We lose.
Yeah, so basically he has a giant reflector dish on his back.
Nerd.
Oh, this guy's worthless. Jack?
Yeah, let's see here. Okay. Trying to think here.
What was that, Sway?
I'm trying to think. So the blind guy is the captain, correct?
Yes, blind guy is a captain. He's
Alright,
not
so
he's
since
not the captain because these are just a bunch of ragtag people.
Yeah.
But he is a captain.
So since I'm gonna be stuck in the room with him, does he know? I'm gonna ask him. Rook's gonna ask him a question. Do you know any words of power? Any words at all?
Roll d20 charisma. Actually, roll d20 persuasion. So it's still charisma, but you have the proficiency if you have it.
Let me see here. I don't.
You do not. So you
Yeah,
just
I
roll
do
charisma.
not. So it's just charisma.
Yep.
17. Oh, not bad.
Okay. Let's see what he gets. Okay, he goes, "Well, I do know a special type of magic, but not sure that I want to teach it to the likes of you."
Ooh.
Ooh, well, Rook's gonna say, well, I have something special myself, and the words of power amplify this weapon immensely. He's gonna put his caster gun down on the table and show it to him, saying, "I got this a long time ago from a special blacksmith, gunsmith's old house. I don't know who he was, but when I was a street rat, I found it in there. It's one of a kind, nothing else, and I searched to learn more words of power to use this weapon more efficiently."
So he looks at you for a moment. Well, looks in a general sense. He faces your direction, faces towards the gun, and then faces back at you and goes, "You do realize I'm blind, right? To me, all that you just set down on the table is a normal everyday gun, because I can't tell otherwise."
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I forgot.
He then goes...
Matching the anime perfectly.
Yeah, he then tells you, "Tell you what, as long as this mission goes off without a hitch, I'll consider helping you out afterward."
Alright.
Oh no. We don't need him getting those powers.
Yeah, Seth.
So, can I sort of fix my own hand as all it's done has been
Yeah,
hit
so...
with liquidity?
Yeah, so because of your because it was your own liquidity that you got hit with, you were able to easily just reshape it back to its original form, as you were using your own liquidity on your own metal. So, it didn't affect you that much, other than the fact that it hurt in the instant that it happened.
Alright. I would also like to talk to Aaron about making a bomb.
Okay.
What?
Because that's just casual conversation.
Don't go Al Akbar on
Abu
us.
Akbar.
No. Unless
Oh,
I'll
no.
bring that into this.
So Aaron, he's talking to you about making a bomb. What would you like to do in response?
Is Aaron back?
I guess not.
Aaron.
Well, we'll say that Aaron is just kind of in a very deep meditation right now.
Alright.
Wait.
Are you back?
I was there, but I lagged so hard. What happened?
Okay. Seth wanted to talk to you about making a bomb.
Alright, let's see what happens with that.
So, Aaron, what is your response?
Aaron will kind of stare at him very slowly, like he's like playing with a puzzle box on his lap the whole time this has been happening. And he just goes, "Why do you need a bomb?"
In case we run into anything that would be too difficult to handle in a conventional sense.
Isn't that what psychic powers are for?
He doesn't have psychic powers, he's a robot.
Yeah.
No, but like 3 of us do.
He doesn't know that.
Oh god, Aaron will kind of like look up at the ceiling.
Wait, he was there when I used my psychic powers, so he does know that.
Yeah, I know you have it. I also have a character that likes to be self-dependent.
So with that, you guys are woke, or rather, you guys are startled into more awakeness by a very loud horn going off in the lobby in which you entered.
Yeah. Of course, it would be downstairs. It's just gonna cause me tons of trouble.
So everybody is now up and moving. Bursting into the room comes Marco Flametamer, which is again the giant devil-looking guy. And he goes, "Well, time to get up and get ready. You guys have today until... Ha! You have the full day today until you depart on your journey tomorrow morning. So I suggest you use the daylight while you have it." And then he walks
time to go
off.
shopping, boys.
Yep.
Shopping spree with my 2 gold.
It's my brain yet.
Nodding at the very demonic-looking man in thanks, I walk out and start heading towards the blacksmith.
Okay.
Aaron will follow Sep's lead. He wants to see this guy too.
Okay.
And Daria's gonna follow them because she's kind of invested at this point.
So I'm assuming at this point everyone's just kind of tagging along just
Yeah.
because of the fact that, you know, a large group is heading all to the same place.
I hear the name Steely Dan, and I am certainly intrigued.
After all, I can summon the golden sword over there.
Okay. So you guys all walk off together over to see Steely Dan the blacksmith. Let me pull him out.
And while we walk there, I'm gonna try and talk to Red and see if I can become friendly, or not Red, M, to see if I can become a little friendlier with her. Sorry.
It's different. It's totally different.
Okay.
Wow.
M sort of shrugs you off a little bit, but not too much. She's trying to be friendly, but it's clear that it's not her natural state of being.
Worth a shot. Just
If
leave
it
her.
helps, I am trying to basically make sure that M knows that I'm friendly with her,
Mhm.
and Arya, and trying to act as intermediary if there's any
Yeah.
problems that arise.
As I said, it's really just she's trying her hardest to be friendly, but it's just not very easy for her. But yeah, you guys eventually get to the blacksmith, and you see this man sitting there, hammering away at like 3,000 miles per hour, just his arms flailing about like a ninja on steroids. His arm, you can see, is solid metal, but it's still moving.
He's magic.
Aaron could do what he would right now.
My first.
Hello there, blacksmith.
He goes, Ah, hello there! Hey, you little dude!
Your accent's
We're doing well, thanks for asking.
Okay. How can I help you all today?
Well, the androids here are looking to buy some stuff to get repair themselves, and I'm looking to buy some ammo.
Ah, sounds good.
Ammo might be useful, actually. Yeah, I'm in for that.
Okay.
Ruff's gonna go over to him and say, I got this golden sword here. How much?
Okay. Before that, Seth, what do you want to do?
I will slip Arya one of my platinum pieces and whisper to her, use this to pay for it, alright?
Oh my!
Why?
Oh. Okay,
That's
Arnold.
trying to earn bonus point now.
Arnold, what do you want to do?
I want to get across the point that I want giant brass knuckles for my 5 plant tendrils.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Already then.
Because I've got 5 plant tendrils and I've got over limbs.
Okay. Anybody else have any requests from the blacksmith?
But I'm gonna ask the blacksmith how much for the. How much do I sell the gold sword for it? Like, you know, I got this gold sword. How much do you want for it?
Okay. Aaron, what about you?
Aaron will kind of like lean over to the blacksmith and he'll go, I need scrap. And he like reaches up to his hair, slides out the way slightly so he see his forehead, and like points like the star-shaped scar on his forehead. He goes, I have a bullet in my brain currently. I need you to take it out, please.
Okay. So he goes, okay, so he goes, I believe I have everything y'all need. So let's start off with, you, the, android in the android with the bullet in his head. You said you needed the bullet removed, yes?
Yes, it's in my brain. I need it out right now.
That'll be an expensive procedure, but I can do it.
Of course.
Okay. It'll cost you 20 gold for the procedure.
Oh, done. Aaron just reaches back into his pocket, basically, like, and just pulls out 20 gold, just hands it over.
Okay. Make sure that you mark down that you are out 20 gold.
I am down to 35.
I have to make sure that I have the right stats for this guy real quick.
Don't kill me.
Pulls out a machine gun and thinks it'll do the trick. Can I hear who?
Critical what? Machine gun shot to the head.
No, I was going to say, can I go in there and just kind of attempt to make sure that he's going to be okay and try to help out in any way I can?
Okay, so you kind of go in and he's like, well, you can sit there and watch if you'd like, but it's going to be a bloody mess procedure.
I have a few talents for healing, and I mean, I can always fetch tools if need be.
Here we go. Steal it down. Yes. Okay. So you see him. You see him pull over a bucket full of molten lava. He goes, now this here is gonna burn like a mother, but it'll be great in the afterwards. So he takes a bucket of water, pours it on top, and smoke starts flowing out of this thing like crazy. He then proceeds to control the smoke as it goes into your head, wraps around the bullet. You can feel it burning the entire time as it goes in. Wraps around the bullet and slowly pulls it out. As it gets pulled,
almost completely still.
yeah. So it hurts like a bitch, but it eventually gets done. And he goes, there you are, lad. Hope that fixed it. Aaron, roll me another intelligence check. Roll me just a intelligence wisdom check again. Same as you did earlier when you saw Rosenfat.
Oh shit. Am I retarded now?
No, I think you rolled high enough to be fine.
I forgot. I need you to roll with advantage.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot about that.
No!
Oh boy.
I was about to say
Damn it, +2!
Wow. Both sucked hard.
Okay.
Try again, please.
So you just got your memory back, so you still can't quite figure out where you remember Rosenfat from, but it's starting to become a little more clear that you clearly remember him from somewhere. You still can't figure out from where, though. Who else needed something? I know that Magus wanted ammo.
Aria
I'm
wanted ammo too.
I'm selling the gold sword.
Yes. Zwei, he looks at the... You had the gold sword, right?
Yeah.
He looks at the sword that you have, he goes, huh. It's not the strongest piece of equipment, but it's definitely made out of some good material.
Yeah, I got off of a rogue captain guy.
Looks it up and down for a couple moments and then goes, tell you what, I'm willing to pay 10 gold for it.
Alright. So he's just gonna hand it over now.
Yeah, so you hand it over, I'm assuming. He gives you 10 gold. That's good. Arnold, he tells you, so you wanted the brass knuckles, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
I want the brass knuckles.
Okay, Seth, what did you want to say real quick?
Oh, it can wait until after Arnold. I'm basically
Okay.
just going to go forward and ask for 10 pounds of scrap.
Okay.
I kind of can't access roll 20 right now, so you have to
Okay.
trust me on my rolls.
Okay. I trust you.
He's
Arnold,
lying.
Arnold, he tells you, tell you what, I can make you a mighty fine set for 15 gold, or a decent set for 10.
Ah, damn it! I only have 10. Can somebody spot me 5?
Ariel just put 5 gold in his hand, or whatever, tendril, I guess.
Ah, sweet. Thanks.
So, do you want to go for the good set or the decent set?
I want to go for the good set.
Okay.
And gold equals 0 now.
I have no money.
I'm a poor little tree man.
Okay, so, he goes, I'll take your gold. He takes the gold, and you see him pull out just some raw metal. Looks like he's got brass and steel and some iron, and then he has this weird glowing metal too. Throws it all into a big pile on his workbench, and then just starts spinning his arms one after the other, hitting it, and he goes faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and faster, and he is now hitting it so fast you can barely follow his arm movement. And then he stops, and you can see 2 perfectly well-made brass knuckles, and they look gorgeous too. They look like they have some sort of blue tint silver coating.
Nice.
So you now have a pair of cooling goggles. Or not cooling goggles. Cooling knuckles.
Sounds nice.
Cool.
So you have brass knuckles that do ice damage.
Ooh.
Okay, and
I'm just
then
gonna slide those onto my disgusting green tentacles real quick.
Oh, yes.
Disgusting.
Slip them right on.
okay. Who else needed stuff? Magus needed ammo. Anyone else?
Arya needed ammo too.
Arya needed ammo. Seth, you wanted.
everyone-
Right, I actually...
I wanted scraps, and I just thought of something else, so...
Okay.
Yeah, I just realized something too. I'm gonna need ammo myself.
So ammo for Zwei, Seth, Magus, Arya. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, he says... let me think how much I want to do.
I'm not getting ammo, I'm just getting scrap and something else that I wanted to bring up.
Okay, yeah?
And I'm getting scrapped too.
Seth.
Yeah, so Seth, what is it that you wanted to bring up?
Okay. Other than the scrap, I produce my Luger, hand it to him, make sure it's unloaded, hand it to him, and say, is there anything you can think of to upgrade this?
The Luger? Okay. So first off, Aaron, Seth, he offers you, he tells you that he'll sell you, wood scrap for 1 gold per, about 5 pounds. Or he can sell you, steel scrap for, 10 gold per 5 pounds. or we can sell you artifact scrap for basically 50 gold for 10 pounds. Or not 50 for 10, 50 for 5.
What is artifact scrap?
Artifact scrap is basically modern technology scrap.
Is there any benefit to artifact scrap versus steel scrap for repairs?
So for repairs, artifact scrap will restore 100% of your full health. So no matter what, you will be brought back to max if you use artifact.
I'll take 15 pounds of the steel scrap, the basic metal scrap.
Okay, so that'll be 30 gold.
Alright. And then the 5.
Oh,
I need the metal, alright? To do my job.
Seth, how much scrap do you
So,
need?
for the artifact scrap, it's 50 for 5 pounds?
Yes.
And how much scrap is used per repair?
So you use 1 pound to gain the full benefit of either of any type. So if you use a pound of steel, you would gain the benefit of a pound of you would basically gain the full benefit of steel. If you use 2 pounds of steel, you would gain double the full benefit of steel.
And what's the full benefit of steel?
The full benefit, I think it's either 50% or 25%. It's 25, and then wood is 5% or 10%. My bad.
And how much is steel scrap again?
Steel scrap is 10 gold for 5 pounds.
I'll get 20 pounds of steel scrap.
Okay, 20 pounds, that's 40 gold.
Alright.
Okay. As for everybody that needs ammo, everyone that needs ammo, let's see here. It'll be, I'll say a gold for a full mag. Full mag's worth of ammo. So, if your mag size...
I think my gun is a bullet loaded.
Huh?
I think my mag is single bullet, I think.
Single bullet? You have... Do you have
The Derringer. I had it repaired.
Oh, the Derringer. Right, okay. Derringer costs... it has 2 bullets per mag.
So I have to pay that much for only 2 bullets? Jesus.
They're expensive bullets, but they're also quite damaging.
And how would the revolver work on that instance as well?
It's like
One mag.
it's like speed loaders. It'd be 6 rounds.
Okay.
Yes. So one gold for 6 rounds essentially.
Yes, and
Okay.
So here.
Seth,
So,
real quick, Seth, you wanted to talk about getting your Luger repair or advanced rather.
Yeah.
He looks at it over for a moment. He goes, "I mean, there's 1,002 different things I could do with this, but it's all pretty pricey."
How pricey are we talking?
No less than 15 gold.
I produce my platinum piece and 5 gold,
Okay.
hand it to him and say, whatever you think will be most useful.
Okay, so he takes your money, tweaks your, takes your Luger, does a few little tweaks on it real quick, hands it back to you and says, "This thing's now capable of firing rounds almost 12 times the ability that it should. You can now fire armor-piercing rounds at the same cost of normal rounds from your Luger."
Okay, so here.
So does that make all his rounds just armor piercing now?
So yeah, so now he loads. So now his bullets are armor-piercing rounds instead of his normal rounds.
Okay.
So yeah, so in regards to ammo, first, Aaron, what did you want to say?
Aaron will like pull out his like remaining 5 gold and go, what can I get with this?
He goes, well, I mean, you make me an offer. Most of this stuff is just made up on the fly.
I need a melee weapon.
He goes, I can give you a basic dagger.
With 5 gold, it's kind of light, don't you think?
I can give you a rather large basic dagger.
I kind of like this guy.
Aaron, you can see Aaron like kind of frowns, like, well, fuck, and just hand over the money. Just, fine, here, take it.
Okay, he gives you, if you look back at our large guy, not the demon one, but the one that was behind the captain, you have a dagger that looks kind of like that. The one that he has on his hilt there. Arya, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. Him mentioning that, I was also going to ask and see. Oh, sorry, calling character.
Mm-hmm.
Would you happen to have possibly another small handgun, and maybe be able to make me a couple daggers as well? Just normal daggers. I don't need one that's massive.
Okay. He walks over to the wall. How should you say?
Very dexterous person.
He walks over to his wall where he has a little crank lever. And then he proceeds to turn it very heavily. And you see as his forge kind of drops down into the earth, you hear a sliding noise, and you hear another sliding noise, and then up from the ground comes just a wall full of weapons. Like guns. He says, I've got every type of gun you could possibly need. The question is, do you have the gold?
I might, but I just need something that I can hit from a little farther than this thing. And she pulls out the Micro 9 and sets it on the table.
So
And maybe hit a little harder, too.
he says, well, I've got 2 things that will be adequate for that. We've got the 380 ACP, often used by spies back before the war. And we have the M1911, very good gun.
Ooh. She's gonna inquire about the M1911.
He goes, it's a good gun, does quite a bit of damage, almost the same as actually, quite a bit, just the same as a revolver does.
Oh, how much you selling it for, though?
He ponders it for a moment. Let me think here.
Time begins to slow as this moment drags.
Yes, he just kind of
Their
sits there,
I mean,
pondering.
There's other ways of payment for it.
Fair enough, but
he says
that hasn't been mentioned yet.
he says 20, but he can be convinced to go down to 15 if you grant him a favor.
What kind of favor?
He says that he heard that you guys are going to attack. Actually, I'll do this in character. I heard you lads are going down to attack whoever took out our railway. Is this correct?
Yes, it is.
Well, you see, the bastards, when they crushed the train, I lost almost a full shipment of my goods that I was supposed to be having. And I don't worry about recovering those goods. No, I want revenge on the bastards that caved it in and buried it under all that rubble. Allow me to come with you, and I'd be more than happy to make your price down to 15.
Well, that seems pretty reasonable. I'll take it. And I don't see why not. I mean, the more the merrier.
Okay. Steely Dan is joining you all on your quest. 15 gold and you get M1911.
Ready?
So first is way before we started this whole thing, you wanted to say something?
I need to know the stats on 1911 as well.
So what, I'm gonna put down 10 gold pieces for my 60 rounds for my gun. And I'm also going to ask him, is it possible to repair this, my caster gun? He shows it to him.
He takes a good look at it. He goes, "Well, I'll tell you, son. I'm the best damn craftsman you've got in this whole land. And I'm telling you, I can fix it. But whoever made this thing did not make it easy to fix this. So, it'll be very pricey."
Rook's going to tell him, yeah, it came from a old old gunsmith shelter. It was back in the far north.
Okay. So he goes, I can charge you 20 gold to fix it up the best I can.
Alright, I'll put down 20 gold to get that going.
Okay, so you spend 20 gold. He repairs your caster gun quite a bit. You pay 10 gold for 60 rounds. By the way, you guys all need to be keeping track of how much ammo you have.
I am.
Okay.
I'm keeping track. I got 69 rounds, and I got 76 gold.
Cool. So, Aaron, you wanted to say something? Or
Can I use my artist eye ability to like roll insight on the dagger?
yes, roll. You actually have that ability, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have the craftsman. The gun.
Okay. And if I'm correct, it is advantage on rolls regarding crafts for insight. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
That's wisdom, right?
Insight, yes, that's wisdom.
Shit, never mind.
Okay, so Magus, that'll cost you 5 gold. Mark that off.
Already removed it from my account.
Cool. So 19, what's your wisdom? Is it just a +0?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any sort of modifier because of insight?
I don't think so. I have the wisdom, so no.
Okay. So you look at the dagger. Oh, there's nothing too special about it, but it's got a little bit more weight to it, so it might be able to deliver a little bit of a heavier blow than normal daggers. Seth. Or no, not Seth. Arya, you were first. What did you want to say?
I need the stats on the 1911.
3d8 damage.
And it has how many shots per mag?
I believe it's 10. It might be 12. Let me check. I might be completely wrong on this, but I believe it's 10.
Alrighty. And I did inquire about some regular daggers as well.
Yes. Sorry, I forgot about that. He says he'll sell regular daggers at 2 gold a pop.
Sorry, what was that?
Regular daggers cost 2 gold a pop. So 2 gold per piece.
Okay, I'll buy 2 of them as well. So for 4.
Okay.
And I will also do my extra stuff as well for the ammo. And the daggers are what?
Okay.
1d4?
Daggers are 1d4, yes. So the M1911 has 8 rounds per mag.
Has what?
8 rounds per mag.
Okay.
Wait, 1d4, isn't that just melee damage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, these things suck.
They're based on dexterity, so
So
they're good
Seth,
for me. That's why.
you wanted to say something?
Yeah, a few things.
Okay.
First off, Aaron, when we were out of session, Seth made a deal with you to buy ammo from you. How much did you say that ammo costed?
For me, it was going to be 235 bullets.
1 gold per round. I mean, 1 gold per clip, I think.
So, sorry, you cut out on me. What was that?
It's
1
for
gold
me.
per clip.
Let Aaron talk.
For me, it was a gold, like 2 gold per bullet.
Oh, wow.
I'm making it, so I was like, fuck it. I also don't know you yet, so that's also my deal. But now, I got healed, so I'll say one go for every 4 bullets. Why not?
All right. The other things I wanted to. Okay, now never mind. I can't remember what else I was going to ask.
Okay. Maggie, you said you wanted to buy a dagger as well?
Yes.
Okay, that'll be 2 gold.
I marked it off.
Cool.
So
Okay.
what about the repair of my gun? Like, where does that go?
Just somewhere on your paper, mark that your caster gun is at 100%.
Okay, so that would be normal state, I'm guessing.
What?
Okay, we discussed this. It goes from broken, worn, and what's next afterwards?
So broken, worn, standard.
Standard. So that would be 100% would be standard.
Yeah,
right?
100% is standard. If you were to pay more, he could make it better, but for now, it's just standard.
And does that mean I get? Does it improve its damage?
No, it just does max damage at the current moment. So, when you are at worn, it will do 2d4 instead of 3d4. If you are at broken, it will do 1d4, but you have to roll with disadvantage to hit.
Hold on, we discussed this though. Warren was 3D. That was
Worn was 3d4. Okay, my bad. Then
yeah.
So it decreases by 1d4 per stage. So it's 4d4 now.
4d4.
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh wait. Was it at worn?
It was at Warren. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
telling you, it was at Warren.
Then put it at what were the other stages that I said? The ones that were past 100.
Okay, so we said we agreed that you said the one was going to be 3D.
Yeah. I forgot about that. I have to find out what were all the 5 stages I said.
Yeah, like those stages for them.
Yeah, I need to find out what those were real quick to know for sure.
You could just message me later about it.
I said
All the
base.
stages.
I said base damage is 3d4. So at normal, the damage is 3d4.
Okay.
Broken, worn, standard, owned, and advanced. Honed and advanced. Those are the 5 stages. So yours is actually at advanced now, not standard. So you're at 200%. So you do you do double damage. Damage
so-
on the Derringer, real quick. I have to figure that out.
So that would be essentially, since it does double damage, that would be 3d8 then?
It'd be 64.
It would be 64s, yeah. Damage on the
64s, okay.
yeah, so damage on the Derringer is 3d10.
Damn.
Yeah, the caster gun is pretty fucking legit. Plus it gets plus magic damage, I'm guessing, or something from magic.
Yeah. So with that, did everyone get everything they needed from Steely Dan?
Yep.
All I can afford.
There's 2 more in chat.
Oh, Seth, did you want to say something?
Okay. So I remembered what else I was going to do.
Okay.
After getting my scraps and Luger upgraded, I would like to roll stealth to vanish from the group, as Seth is going to go and meet up with some underground contacts to try and find some contracts to take care of.
Oh, if that's
Okay.
the case, then I guess we're gonna have to roll perception to check you out.
Yeah. So everyone other than Seth roll perception. Seth. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, since
There is no human in this group that I think can get that number. So
Yeah, at most I could probably.
if I do need everyone to still roll in case there's a nat 20 though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. Magic, man.
Let's see. Perception is wisdom.
I ain't wisdom.
Yeah.
Nope.
I have no wisdom.
And I got that as a efficiency, so I get a plus 2 to that.
Seth, you are the sneakiest android on the planet. It does not matter.
So as I vanish, I murmur to Aaron and Arya, "I'll be back later."
Okay.
Before I vanish into the darkness.
They still don't. They still don't realize that you're leaving. They just realize that you spoke to them. All they notice is that you spoke to them. They don't realize anything else.
He just went home Simpson on
Wait, is
us.
that perception or deception?
Perception.
Per.
Oh,
And
then
then
that's.
super seat.
But yeah, you'd have to beat a 30 anyway. But
Oh,
It's just basically rolling to see if you get a nat 20.
yeah. So Seth,
Yeah.
Seth, you are so stealthy that like it doesn't matter the fact that you weigh like almost 600, 700 pounds. You are just the quietest, stealthiest android on the planet.
Engage silent running mode.
Yeah. Arya, you wanted to say something?
He put himself
Yeah.
on vibrate.
Would it be possible to find somebody who can, fix this up? And she kind of opens her coat up a little and gestures to her worn-out armor.
He says, "I did have a double classing in armory." He basically describes the fact that when he went to his craftsman school, he learned both gunsmithing and armory. So he is able to repair armor as well.
Well, I mean, if you could fix it up, I'd be happy to let you have a go at it. Though, would you mind me being in a back room for a little bit? I don't exactly have much under this.
He goes, "Well, I don't really have a back room, but I could send you back underneath with the room when I send it down."
Works for me.
Okay, so he sets you on the platform, has you hold up a curtain real quick, grabs your coat, or not your coat, but your armor itself, and then he cranks the lever in reverse to send you back down as he pulls his armory or his forge back up.
Can I see anything while I'm under there?
Unless you have dark vision, no, because it is pitch black.
Let's see. Did I have
You're a
dark-
fox, aren't you?
Yep.
You have dark vision.
Hooray! I don't know if I wrote that down anywhere. I did not. I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So
So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you can see it's literally just a cut out square in the earth that you are currently resting in.
There's nothing that's fallen down there or
Nope.
loose down there?
Nope.
Is there any money down there?
Hey, you never know.
So
Always best
Steely-
to ask.
Steely Dan does some repairs to your armor. You did have worn armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And was it worn light armor? Or worn medium armor?
It was... Where'd it go? Worn medium.
Okay, then your AC is now a 13.
And it is considered what? Just medium now? Or...
It is considered just medium.
Okie doke.
Unless you want him to make it padded. Or rather patched.
I mean, I'd love to... Either one, really.
Yeah. Okay, so let me put it this way. If he makes it padded / patched, it will be definitely less revealing, but it will add more to your AC.
Gotta take the losses where I can, I guess. I guess I'll just settle for if he can add any extra to what's there already. Just not, covering more.
Okay. Your AC is a 14 now.
Sweet.
He tells you that it would cost you 3 gold, but it was pretty easy to do since it was a relatively simple armor.
Works for me.
He cranks you back up, gives you the armor, while still having you hold up the curtain. He then takes the curtain from you and holds it there while you're able to change, and you have changed back into your armor.
Perfect. And I rebandaged my arms before nobody noticed.
So I don't suppose anyone else needs anything from Steely Dan, right?
That's about it.
Even if I needed it, I couldn't afford it.
Okay. So Steely Dan now just
I
says,
was going to say one small question about the crown I have.
yes.
Will it fit my head?
It would take a little bit of working, but it will. Just because of the odd shape of your head.
I mean, technically my head is still round.
Well,
at the top,
it's
but-
made to fit a human head, and your head is more fox-shaped.
Yeah, I'll just I'll have something to talk to Aaron about later.
Oh boy.
Okay.
You are the Smith of the group.
True.
With that,
I have some ideas.
Steely Dan walks along with you guys. Current moment in game is it is probably kind of mid-afternoon now.
Is there anywhere to get potions?
Steely Dan mentions that they have the man that runs the inn that you guys are staying in sells all sorts of magical potions and such. But on top of that, there is also the general store where they sell kind of adequate stuff of everything for a low price.
Got it. So we need to stop by the general store and pick up some equipment. Hey, boys?
Aaron looks at his pockets. Okay.
Aria rolls to buy handcuffs. No.
No.
Just kidding.
She's not into that kind of stuff. I mean, everybody else can be into it, but she's not.
Seth, you wanted to say something?
I'm just wondering, when she goes, hey boys, or when they're leaving the shop, have they noticed that I'm not there yet? Also,
No.
They still
I
haven't noticed.
don't know if I've told you this
Uh-huh.
in the sidebar, but when I'm dealing with the criminal aspect,
Mhm.
I go by the name of John.
Okay.
Yawn.
Deep
So-
throat John.
You go down to the underworld, and you easily get there. It's not that hard to find. There's literally a sign on Main Street saying Underworld, and you just follow a staircase from there.
Well, this isn't very secretive. I mean, Jesus, everybody can find.
The underground.
And you basically follow it down, and there's basically like an entire mini city underneath the city. And you are now talking to your sources about the stuff. You walk up to them and say, "Hello there. The name is John," and they kind of gasp and go, "Are you the legendary John Doe?"
Yes.
That can have that name.
And they kind of gasp again and go, "What are you doing in our town?"
Passing through, looking for jobs.
Well, how can
The
we help you?
usual.
How can we help you, Mr. Mr. Doe?
Well, obviously, I'm looking for jobs. Do you know of any?
Well, if you're looking for a heist, they're planning a bank robbery pretty soon here. You want to talk to Mr. Jonathan?
John and John.
Now, if you're thinking of some other operation, wink wink, you want to talk to Mr. Barnabas.
Barnabas.
I'll keep both in mind. And basically fade from view back
Okay.
to find both of them.
Okay. You
Don't forget Mrs. White and Professor Plum.
Mr. Pink.
you fade away again, and I'm assuming you're returning to the group.
Actually, I will be going to at least Barnabas
Okay.
to try and find jobs that will be happening on the way.
Okay. So you fade off again. We're gonna flash back to the rest of the party real quick to deal with that. So you guys are now all in the general store, attending the
Man,
count.
clusterfuck.
Yeah. At the counter is, if I can find her, this lady here. There we go.
Ooh, not bad.
It's very clear that she is some sort of fishwoman, probably a Gilead.
Interesting.
She goes, "Why, hello there. How can I help all you gentlemen and ladies today?"
Silence.
What?
Well, Rook's just standing in the back because he nothing he needs. Or he's good.
Let's see. I gotta make a list of things to try and get. Alrighty. So, would they happen to have rope? Or something of equivalent use? Something to essentially start fires or torches of a variety of
In
that
a gag ball?
and possibly some food that can survive long periods of time. Rations, essentially.
She goes, "I know exactly what you want, honey." And she walks into the back room, comes back, "Here you go." And she throws in front of you a giant, what's the word I'm looking for? Not spindle, but the little rolls that you have all the fabric and stuff on, like when you have thread and needle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she has a giant one of those, about the size of her, and it's just wound with rope. She then pulls out, what was the other things you were asking for? Some sort of fire source and
Either a fire starter or a lighter or something to
Okay.
produce fire and rations, if like long surviving rations.
she pulls out a box full of beef jerky, and also pulls out a box full of various light sources. You can see just off the top a modern day lighter, a box of matches, a little thing that looks kind of like a single, like something that you would strap to your finger and fire as if it were a gun, and it simply says fire launcher, and it's quite small.
Adorable. Is the lighter reloadable?
Yes.
Okay, then
Real
lighter.
quick, Arnold, what did you want to say?
I already have a lighter as an item that I brought, so can I just like show that to Arya really quick?
Yeah.
So I just show it in a way that you can interpret as I've got you covered.
I understand that there may be more than one use for a lighter, though, and I don't want to waste your precious fuel.
It's a lighter.
I have
Things are
plans.
getting.
So
things are
Arya,
going
what do you want to do?
How long would the box of beef jerky last if I were to, utilize it like normal rations in D&D?
Well, it depends. Are you splitting it amongst the party or hoarding it to yourself?
Currently, I was just going to hoard it unless necessary, because I assume we'd just find food.
Okay, so if you are hoarding the entire box to yourself, it would survive. It would last you probably about a full month.
Okay.
If you are,
Box of that stuff?
it is split into like beef jerky packs, so you can buy individual packs as well. Each pack is about a day, so amongst the, let's see, what is it, 2, 4, 6 of you, it would be like 5 days if you were to split up amongst everybody.
Alrighty. And how much would that box run me?
The box would cost you about 5 gold, I'd say.
Alright. And the lighter?
Lighter will cost you 3 gold. I'm assuming, are you doing a normal lighter, the matches, or the fire launcher?
Sorry. I'm doing the refillable, just like lighter. If it's flip lighter, that'd be great too.
Okay, yeah, it's a flip lighter. Yeah, so.
Sweet. Alrighty.
So yeah, that'll actually
So
be 2 gold then.
Oh, it's 2 gold. Okay, so
Yeah.
7 gold at this point.
Yep.
And how much would a coil of rope be?
How long is the coil?
50 feet. Base distance for rope, I guess.
I'll say another 5.
Okay. So that runs me 12 gold then.
Yep.
Alrighty. So I'll buy all that.
Okay. She cuts the rope off at 50 feet, hands that to you nice and coiled, gives you the lighter, and gives you the what am I trying to say here? What was it? Lighter, rope, and
Box of beef jerky.
box of beef jerky. Right. So she then gives you the entire box of beef jerky. Steely Dan just kind of straps it to his back and says, "I'll carry this for you."
The rope.
Yeah, she already handed the rope to you.
Yeah, if you carry the rope, I'm gonna carry the other 2 things of my stuff.
Okay, he just throws the rope over his neck and just lets it coil around him.
And one more inquiry before I go.
Okay.
Would be anywhere I could acquire maybe some red cloth?
She says, well, I've got a whole bunch of it in the back.
Hmm? So, just enough to maybe cover the muzzle and, keep the shoulders warm occasionally.
Okay. She walks over, comes back with a, looks kind of like a scarf, but it also, has, this little, pull up so that you can cover your face as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of just like this overcoat in a sense. But
Alrighty.
it's just shoulders and face.
Yeah.
She says it'll cost you 2 gold.
Alrighty. I'll have to change for the platinum piece, but sure.
Cool, that'll work.
Alright.
So she gives you your change. She wishes you all a fair day. I'm
Unless
assuming
anybody else wants to
nobody else is buying stuff because everybody is very poor right now.
Except for me, I got still 76 gold left.
Holy cow! How much gold did you start with?
Around 96.
No, fuck you.
Yeah, I started
That's
with 10, thanks.
That's why I rolled.
I have you listed as starting off with 85
Sorry, what?
for his way.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said for him, though.
85 gold.
85. Okay, yeah. Alright, I was a little off.
Okay.
I still got plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well spend it all now. We'll get some more later. I'm not looking to amass a fortune. She says with a gold crown hidden in her stuff. I literally realized that after I said it, so...
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm actually the richest guy here to be apparently.
You say that, but when push comes to shove, are you really the richest?
She'll steal all your money.
I am underhanded and a thief, but that,
So
That might be
Zway,
different.
I don't suppose you need
careful.
anything right now?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So you guys all start to shift back to the inn as it is starting to get late. Flashback to Seth. Seth, you were talking to Barnabas, right?
I plan on talking to both Jonathan and Barnabas.
Okay.
Whichever one I can find first is the one I'll talk to first.
So you notice in this mini city underneath the city, there is 2 houses that stick out much more than all the others. One of them, across the top, had very large letters, almost like the Hollywood sign, says Barnabas. The other one, in the same style, says Jonathan.
Barnabas and Jonathan's grocery store.
Which one do you want to go to first?
Let's go with Barnabas, as that's for more generalized jobs and might get me what I'm looking for.
Okay, so you go over to Barnabas's house. At the front gate, there's a couple guards. They look at you up and down and they go, "We know who you are." They open the gate very slowly and ominous-like and let you in. And you go to the study of Mr. Barnabas.
Yeah, apparently I am the equivalent of some massive star in the underworld.
No, I'm guaranteeing you, this is gonna turn out wrong for you because you said John Doe. You're John. So they probably think you're someone else, and that guy's gonna come along eventually. Oh boy, things are gonna get bad.
So you walk into the study, like the traditional villain, Barnabas, the weasel man, is sitting there stroking a normal everyday cat with his back facing you, and then spins around in his wheelie chair and looks at you dead in the eyes.
Mr. Bond.
I have to say. Shoot, shoot.
No, that's if he stayed turned around and just pet the cat. He turned around, so it's Bond and villain.
So he says to Seth, good to meet you, Mr. John Doe. My name is Augustus Barnabas.
A pleasure, Mr. Barnabas.
Indeed.
I was hoping to find some jobs, and I will describe the area in which I would like to find jobs in.
What
for
area?
Quick jobs or
What area?
basically jobs that I can do while going to the cave problem.
Okay, so you tell him that you're
or
going to
coming
the.
back.
You basically tell him that you're going to the other side of the island to investigate the cave, and you were wondering if there's anything along the way.
I don't tell him that I'm investigating the cave, but
You just tell him that that's where you're
if
going.
he's intelligent enough to infer it, it's decently obvious.
Okay.
I'm also going to find out what he has for longer-term jobs that don't need to be done right away, because I will have to go that way right away.
Okay.
Roll that D20.
So he tells you, well, since the main tunnel with the train is down, that means that you have to go the long way around the island. So, let me think here. Just before the cave, there's a town. There's a couple of things in that town I can have you do. First off, I am always looking for new members of my... How do you say... women's club.
Oh no.
He's basically asking you to get him some more sex slaves. He then also says...
Boy.
He then also says, on top of that, I have a warehouse down there that recently was taken over by a enemy drug gang. If you could be so kind as to put it back under my control, I'd be more than happy to cut you in some of the profits. And finally, there's another lad in that town. Goes by the name of Geoffrey. If you can beat the crap out of him, I'll pay you a good hefty sum. I don't want him dead, though.
Just roughed up enough to where he can't get up next morning and say anything.
Pretty much.
Curtis Linux.
He says, in the long term, however, if you are planning on sticking around, I do have quite the partnership going on with Mr. Hollywood next door. He kind of nudges over to Jonathan's house. And he's normally the one that handles all the long-term investments.
Auspicious occasion that I was planning to visit Mr. Jonathan for information on a bank job, seeing if I'll be in town for it.
Ah, lovely. Tell you what, though, if you're planning on talking to Mr. Jonathan, you're lucky you came to me first. He doesn't take very well to outsiders. So here, he hands you a piece of paper. This is a personal invitation by me, as a sort of letter of recommendation, to talk to Mr. Jonathan.
Thank you kindly, sir.
And I'm supposing you are now leaving and going to talk to Mr. Jonathan, unless you want to tell him that you will be accepting X amount of jobs that he has offered.
I will indicate that if I find myself in the town, and this is actually how he accepts all jobs.
Okay.
He never actively says he accepts them, and he also always makes it vague on where he's going to be for criminal jobs.
Okay.
He'll indicate that if he's in the town, he'll look up Joffrey, the warehouse, and perhaps even find some willing women to join the cabal.
Okay.
Oh boy, I feel like Aerosmith's not gonna have a nice time with this.
So now you head over to
Um,
Jonathan's, I believe.
yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Let me write down something.
Okay.
Talk to Arya later about sex job. Don't mention it's a sex job.
It's not as much a sex job as it is a sex slavery.
I know, I'm making fun of it.
If anything, Eric probably would
Careful,
strangle the
he's
fuck
probably
out of your character.
you.
Oh no, that's part of the reason why he's so vague, is that if he finds something that goes against his morals, like, say, sex slaves,
Mm-hmm.
he won't take the job, and he never agreed to.
Well, don't tell us. Don't metagame. Man.
Okay. So now you're heading to Mr. Jonathan's, I'm presuming? Now that you...
Yes?
So you walk over there. You are immediately stopped by two very bulky guards that immediately reach for their guns. You have 3 seconds
I
to make...
produce the letter of recommendation and hand it over.
Okay, they reach for their guns and then stop, grab the paper, read it, and tell you, "You're on thin ice, boy. Come on in." They open the gates, and you walk through.
Fuck, I just fucked up and I'm already in trouble? Jesus, what'd I do?
You go inside, and just like before, there's Mr. Jonathan. Not a weasel man, but a boar man. So he's a pig guy, with tusks. Same thing,
Man,
he
this guy's gonna
swirls
be on
around
all
in his
before.
whirly chair, this time petting a raccoon.
God damn it!
Giving a bow, I say, Mr. Jonathan, I presume. My name is John Doe. It is a pleasure.
Indeed, name's John Jehoshaphat Jonathan.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What's the name? God, Jay's net name.
Okay. He says, "What have you come here, lad?"
I heard around that you have a bank heist that you're hosting. I was wondering if I might be in town for it, and if you're accepting additional help.
Well, it just so happens that our main member died yesterday. Of course, you didn't hear that from me, as I'm the prime suspect in his murder.
Of course.
You did it,
What?
Dad, too.
If you're up for it, I'd be more than happy to have the legendary John Doe the Thief along.
Also,
Well, I do have a pressing engagement. When would this heist be taking place?
Well, at the current moment we're on hold because of the train way down. But the second it's back up and running, we're going to be launching it the day that the bank makes its first delivery through the train.
Well, that fits rather well with my personal agenda. I will, of course, be in touch if I still am in town to take the job.
Sounds good. I look forward to seeing you. And then he kind of gets his guards to usher you out. As you're leaving, you hear from the basement, "Please, Mr. Jonathan, no, please! I didn't do that much wrong!" And then you just hear a gunshot.
Yeah, that's kind of standard course for the underworld aspect.
so what's next?
Well,
We're gonna see a guy.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a ferret man with a pet possum.
The guards that escorted you out now usher you.
Real quick, can I roll an insight to see if the captain who runs the town would take to destroying both of these guys if he found out about a heist idea?
Roll D20, not insight. Well, maybe insight. I'm gonna have you roll me 3 numbers, or 3 different rolls. I want you to roll me 1 history, 1 investigation, and 1 insight.
Alright. So I have the insight set up already, so I'll do that roll first.
Okay.
Let's see, what's my history and investigation rolls?
Wait, I
They're
thought your
both
ultimate guy
intelligence.
only gave you 15 to perception.
No. The
Sorry, what was that?
all-seeing eye does insight and perception.
Plus 5 and a plus 3.
Mom, lucky roll. Look at the Irish.
Oh boy. Okay.
That was my investigation.
Okay.
Success.
Whew.
That was my the last roll.
Okay.
History.
History. Yeah. Thank you.
You can tell that the captain probably wouldn't have any issue if they were to be taken down, and would probably give some sort of reward. But it seems as if he probably is benefiting from their existence as well. So either way, he'd be happy.
Alright. Part of that was I wanted to make sure that if I joined in, I wouldn't be pissing off the guy I'm kind of press ganged for.
Mm-hmm.
Just a minor employment, that's all. No big deal.
Just
Yeah,
grab
so-
some sex slaves.
With that, you are escorted out of the underworld, as they say, closing time, and you are sent back to your inn.
Closing
Just
time.
think I was
What the
a-
fuck is this?
Well, actually, an amusement park. Human style.
Yeah, it's definitely a music park. Come to the underground amusement park, where all your evil little Bond villains lie.
Hey, I mean, I'm still planning on a fun infiltration spy mission into the sex slavery ring to free all the slaves at this point.
Okay,
That's if I tell anybody about it.
You guys are all back at the inn now. What do you want to do?
I fade back into existence in the inn.
Oh wow! I never even realized you were gone.
You just see his head slowly peer behind our giant brute guy, and he's like, "Hello."
So is there anything you guys would like to do before you leave in the morning?
We'd like to ask him what the heck he was doing while he was gone.
Oh,
Do you notice that I was gone?
Oh,
No one notices you were gone until you got back. Now they've all realized, oh hey, he hasn't been here for the past while.
I bet he's not buying sex slaves.
Rook's gonna look at you
you
and
know
he's gonna
nothing about
ask.
sex slaves.
Rook is gonna ask you, "Where the hell have you been?"
I have been talking to some acquaintances.
All right, so
That sounds
Ah,
perfect.
damn it, not good enough roll. I have insight, so I can check to see if you're bullshitting or not.
Seth, roll deception to see if you're bullshitting.
I'm not lying.
Oh yeah, you're
Actually,
rolling
yeah, you're
straight.
right. He's not lying. So it's
He's not
literally
telling the whole
just
truth, but he's not lying.
Yeah.
They are acquaintances.
okay. But yeah, so Zwei, you don't
I have
realize
not lied.
you don't realize anything, Zwei. You're not bright enough to figure it out.
Yeah, I
Um,
know.
Magus, what were you rolling for?
To find out if he was bullshitting us.
Okay, you can tell
No,
he's
I haven't lied.
you can tell that he's not lying. That's about it. You can
I was
tell.
going to say, you could tell he's hiding something.
Yeah.
He's just not telling.
You can tell that he's not.
What?
You can tell that he's definitely not telling the full truth, but you can tell that he's definitely not lying.
So, who are these acquaintances of yours?
Before that, Aaron, roll me a craft check, which is wisdom.
Shit.
Wait. It's wisdom, dex, fizz, and int.
Oh
Jesus.
god.
So you would add all of those together and divide it by 2 to get your modifier.
Divided by what?
By 2. So for the modifier, you would add all 4 of those modifiers together and divide it by 2. Or not by 2, by 4.
I was about to say.
Is it about 4?
Yeah, divided by
Yeah.
4.
So I had everything but 2.
So is Fizz strength or what?
So yeah, so Fizz is strength. Whenever I say Fizz, I'm regarding to physical strength. Because there's there's mental strength and then there is physical strength. So I often refer to them as Fizz and Ment.
Okay, so I'm doing my strength. I'm doing my strength modifier, my intelligence.
Yeah,
So I'm doing con 2 or something else.
So strength, dex, intelligence, wisdom.
If I only have 2 of those, fuck, this is gonna go great.
And your subdivision was gunsmith, so you get to add your proficiency.
I'm assuming that was advantage.
It's not advantage, it's just that he gets to add his proficiency. So,
Cut out,
you have
for a
9
second.
divided by 4 is 2, 3, I think, is what you come out to. 2 or 3,
Yeah, just
something.
about. Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
3.
so you have 3 plus another 2, so you have plus 5 to whatever your roll is.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, well, you successfully build them into your arm, but kind of poorly.
Shit. I'll work on it later.
Are you guys gonna do anything before you go to sleep, or is that about it?
I'm gonna ask Seth who he was talking to, or try to get it out of him.
So you're gonna try to pry for information?
Yep.
Magus, roll
I'm just going to walk away.
Okay, Seth walks away.
I'm not even going to acknowledge that I heard him ask that. I just walk back to my room like, That's
Magus,
night, guys.
Magus,
Put a
you-
gun to his wrist, basically.
Magus, you are beginning to distrust Seth.
You think?
Yeah, no shit.
Is there anything else you guys want to do before?
Seth may or may not have gotten over that mind blast that we got hit with.
Where did Arnold go?
Fair enough.
But yeah, so is there anything else anybody wants to do before you all take the rest and get ready for the mission?
Yes. Could I talk to Aaron about getting these revolvers looked at? Because you said they were not very good condition.
Yeah, so Aaron, roll me another craft check. That is if
the same check.
yeah, so that is if you want to look at her stuff. You have the right.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you have the right to say I don't wanna.
Because Aaron's like fully human good. He's like, yeah, I'll check it out, sure. He'll just
Okay.
take over him.
Yeah, so roll craft check. So that's the D20 plus 5.
My 4 silver pieces. They'll never get
Uh-oh.
used.
Nat 1. You look at them and go, they look amazing to me. And hand
Oh,
your
wait.
Can I
And
roll
you-
insight to be sure I'm retarded right now?
no, you hand it back to Arya. Arya, you can tell that he's wrong, but you figure that he's
Can I
not
say
really
anything
gonna.
about it?
No,
To
you
be
just
fair, I didn't work on my
you
wrist
just
like that.
figure that he's not going to be
Well,
any
fine.
help now. At least not at the moment.
You know,
I'm
for
too
the
busy
guy,
trying to fix my arm. Get him a reason.
for the guy that's supposed to be our fucking ammo builder, he really sucks at checking for fucking weapons.
I was about to say, can I ask and see if he's okay? Go through a lot today.
You can tell that he's just kind of still adapting to having his full memory back. That's what the problem is.
I know, and that's kind of what I'm trying to dig at. But
Okay, you just
I assume
okay.
that'll be later in a personal RP.
Yeah, so that's more personal RP than it is gameplay RP.
Reserve that for tonight's RP.
Yeah. So Seth, what did you want to say?
I will actually pay 3 gold to Aaron to make 12 bullets.
Aaron, do you want to accept his offer?
As Aaron did say, 4 bullets per 1 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. So Aaron, I'm assuming you're just gonna make that real quick.
Yep, I'll try. Please don't
Okay.
fuck up again.
Roll craft check. There,
Okay.
you make the bullets, no
Oh.
problem. And Seth, you get them added to your collection.
Thank God.
Here,
Do my job
where I
right
have a
now.
little fun and make a chaos board.
I don't want to die, so no.
Don't worry, Aaron. It's more likely to hit Zwei than it is to hit you, because he's the one actually casting the spell.
Come on, we got some nuclear warfare when we go on there.
Well, since apparently I can't talk to Seth, can I socialize with Arya?
Okay. Yeah, so Zwei, you keep in mind, everybody, you also have Steely Dan, who is also a craftsman as part of your party right now.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah, but he's going to charge expensive prices, and most of us are poor now.
Well, he's.
Not for me.
I mean, as you guys have invited him, he's willing to do minor things for pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was technically not there for Steely Dan deciding that he was coming along. So, I will ask why he's there.
Didn't you walk away?
Yeah, Seth, you walked away. You can't ask questions right now.
Ah, fair. Fair. I will wonder why he's there then.
You will just kind of think to yourself, what's he doing here? Come for a drink at the local inn for some reason?
He must be a robot. He has a metal arm.
I like that one.
Yeah, so... Magus, what are you rolling for?
Socializing with Arya.
Oh, socializing, okay. Aria, roll social... I was about to say socialism, but that's not quite right.
Just a straight charisma roll then.
Yeah. Roll socialism. It's a good thing to do.
Everyone works for me. I mean, together. We're all socialist society now.
Fascism!
No, fascism is everybody literally works for me.
So,
It's fascism.
Arya, you can tell that Magus is trying to be kind and get to know you a little better, but he's doing real bad at it.
I'm gonna pat.
But you at very least appreciate the gesture.
No, I was about to say he's made of a plant, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we played cards together, so I'm okay with him. So
Okay.
I'm gonna just kind of hang close to him and just say that I'm okay with him.
Yeah, plus
Okay.
he can fill you up more than one way.
Oh my
Careful.
god.
You just joke.
Let him inject his
careful because
seed
of
into
wind.
you.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I just said.
Okay.
Come on.
So was anyone else needing to do anything before you guys head off on your mission?
Can I get a drink?
Sure.
Well, Aaron had to go, so we might have to save investigation/fighting for next week.
He'll be able to catch up. These are the next couple fights are just gonna kind of be like they're avoidable if someone
but
rolls high
it's,
enough,
okay,
and they're not
as
even
long
very
as it's
significant.
done- as long as it's just done before 8 o'clock, another game at straight, then the idea too.
What was that?
As long as it doesn't turn out like our bar fight.
I was going to say, it's
Okay.
currently 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific.
Central time for me it's 7:04, and then Central 8 o'clock I have another game.
Yeah. So, is there anything else that needs to be done before you guys head off on your journey?
No, I'm good.
There'll be some stuff done at night, I'm sure, but we'll worry about that later.
Okay. With that, I'm gonna leave the decision to you guys. We can either cut this session here, or we can continue as going.
I'm trying to continue.
As long as
Only got an hour left for one of us, but if the others are okay, I can still stay.
yeah, I might just leave now because our stuff's later.
I don't think I'll be able to hold in much longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I suggest we cut the session here. Anyone that wants to do RP can move to the RP channel. I'll still be monitoring that, but with the exception of that, we'll say that the official session is done here.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yoda! It's time for Yoda to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah,